Hi guys. So I want to talk to you guys about how I felt my my first ever game jam. Yeah. And I only had one freaking week to do this, okay? And I could have done it. But you guys are gonna see what happened, alright? Yeah, let's just go ahead and get right to it, okay?
Cheezy fights.
So I started off first by creating the ground for my game. Yeah, my game. That sounds awesome to say. After I was finished doing that, then I went ahead and put in the placeholder for my character, which just ended up being a white block. Now, since I'm on a time crunch, I didn't really want to waste any of my time sitting here trying to worry about coding the movement or anything like that. So I went ahead, found some directory on GitHub for character movement, just went ahead, threw it in, copy pasted, and boom, just like that, we got moving back and forth animation. And you know what, I'm not gonna hold you, it turned out pretty nice. And jump animation too, it's fire. And I just went ahead, you know, made my ground longer to give me a little bit more room when it comes down to playing the game and actually testing it out. And created a little script for my camera, that way my camera follows my character wherever I went. I also didn't want to worry about coding since I'm on a time crash, so I went ahead and pulled this one too. Yeah, what are you gonna do about it, huh? Nothing, so shut the hell up. No, I mean, like, that camera moving, you know what I'm saying, that's kind of clean, you feel me? That shit fire for real, bro. Like, come on, bro, you can't tell me that's not fire, bro. After that, you know, I copied and pasted my character, turned it into my enemy, scooted him back, made him red to clarify that he's an enemy, and just like that, simple little, yeah, nah, it's still unfinished. So then I went ahead and created a canvas for the text. That way, whenever you press a certain key on the keyboard and the text pops up, you get a little chatty chat between characters and stuff, a little dialogue. That way the player, you know, because you're going to be playing the game, the player is going to be sitting here knowing what's actually going on, you know. So I just created a little canvas. Now this time I actually went in and coded, because it's a little bit harder to find code for the small specific things you need to happen, you feel me? So I went ahead and actually did the coding myself. I created a couple of public, I made it to where basically when the player gets close, then you will finally be able to press a certain key on your button. That way you can activate the dialogue. So if you're out of range of the enemy, or you're out of range of a certain object, you won't be able to press E to interact. And interacting is basically what queues up and makes the dialogue pop up on the screen. And also, whenever you move out of range from the object, then the dialogue disappears off the screen, you know, to make it low. You know what I'm saying? Fluidity about me, yeah. Not to forget, I put a continue button. That way when the dialogue pops up, you can press continue to get to the next dialogue when you want to. I didn't want it to where the dialogue is just going by itself and not giving you all the time. The player needs to actually read the dialogue, you know what I'm saying? So then I went and I did the one thing that I really did not want to do. Now you see, I couldn't really figure out what else to do for the game, so I decided to start trying to make the character. And as you can see, I was doing something, taking references and whatnot, and I know, like, when it comes down to creating characters and the art and whatnot, it takes a little bit of time, because, you know, your boy's a perfectionist, okay? Your boy be trying to perfect shit, and I'm gonna tell you for a fact, it takes hours for me to actually perfect something, which is the problem. I can't have this. Eventually I was finished with the silhouette, so I went ahead and colored the character in. I mean, like, guys, look at this character. I fucking hate this shit. Okay, it's getting under my skin just looking at it right now. Oh my gosh, it's not what I'm going for, and it doesn't fit. It really doesn't fit. Mind you, all of this is before I learned how to actually, you know, utilize bit ratio, because I kind of know nothing about that before. So scrapping that entire idea, I said fuck it. You feel me? and I just went ahead and pulled an asset off of line for my character. Temporary asset, if I may add, okay? And like, since I'm a little rusty, I was watching tutorial and had to connect the idle to the run, then the run to the idle to the entry, the idle to the jump back to the idle, the run to the jump. And I mean, I was hoping that this code was gonna work, and it somewhat worked for the jump. And then when you got to the run, it was like, what the fuck is going on? Not forgetting about the code I had to put in to make sure that, you know, everything was working right, okay? And it was weird because I got into the game and pressed play, and the run animation just would not work any other time. Except when I was colliding with the fucking enemy. I'm sitting here, I don't know what's going on. And to make matters worse, why is my character doing backflips and somersaults? So I went and I was looking at the freaking animator, and it was weird because the idol would be playing the entire time. And I'm sitting here trying to figure out, so is he not calling the run? And then as soon as I collided with the object, boom, it calls the run. And I move away again, and it's not calling the run. I'm like, I didn't code it for it to hit out. You know what? Forget it. Fuck it. I don't give a fuck anymore, man. I gave up. I mean, I did try to change, you know, the the numbers and parameters and things up for the condition to see if that helped with the animation time or whatnot, and it didn't. So, you know, like, giving up was the best option. Mind you, while I'm doing all this, I'm freaking the fuck out because I only have 5 to 4 more days left to work on this shit, and I'm sitting here struggling. So to make me feel more progressive and less frustrated, you feel me, I coded what I wanted my character to do, which I wanted it to turn left and right. Like, I wanted the actual character to flip left and right and look that way based on whichever direction you were moving. And it didn't take long. It took me maybe 10 minutes to do this, and just like that, boom, it was working. It was looking good, and my anger turned into happiness. Yay. But now it's day 3, and more progress needed to be made. So I went ahead and I went online, something I really didn't want to do, and I got myself another temporary asset for the enemy and threw him in. And I just threw him in because it was just a fucking placeholder to make shit come together. Gosh, it's so frustrating. I hate work that's not mine. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I also ended up putting a little poster right there. I just, you know, threw in the white square again and made a little poster to you know, create the first like checkpoint, actual like real something going on with the game. For real. Yeah, we'll get to that later, but yeah, I forgot to mention that. So now we've got into that, and so while I was trying to figure out how to make, you know, text float over object's head, couldn't really figure it out. So I just, you know, threw a freaking text mesh on the freaking character as a child, and it came out pretty nice. And you might be looking at this right now like, why did he put booty? What is wrong with him? Listen now, hey. Hey, forgetting about that though, I changed it to press E. Happy now. Played my code in, would you look at that? It works perfectly fine. I'm hella happy. After all that, I decided to take a, you know, a little tutorial on trying to create, you know, the background for it to make the game come together a little more and seem a little bit more polished, you know what I'm saying? Even though I'm not trying to polish it right now. Thank you, Blackthorn Pod. You're fucking awesome. But basically, for the most part, I just created a couple of backgrounds, you know, couple other layers for the background. Do that together, it looked nice. The colors and tones look nice, right guys? Yeah, I did that. Yeah, I'm fucking awesome. Took everything during the game, took maybe a good I would say hour or 2 positioning shit to make it look nice, okay? And I tell you, my boy looked hella nice. Actually, what am I talking about? Past, present tense. It looks delicious. But something that I know a lot of, well, some creators use is they use this thing called orthographic camera thing instead of perspective, and I tried it, and I sat there and I looked at it and I contemplated and fucking hated it. So I just kept perspective. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I also created a new ground. It's not, it doesn't look fucking good, but I created another new ground, let's just say as a placeholder, even though that wasn't my original thought when I created it. But look at it, doesn't it look pretty? And yes, that street is on the back, but stop asking questions. All right, anyway, next up, wait, you guys aren't, oh shit, I'm skipping shit. You guys aren't supposed to see this. Yeah, it looks good, doesn't it? Not yet. Don't have a choice, bozo, because you forgot to record the part when you were making the art for that, and so everything else that you recorded has all the art and stuff that you created just in the back like that. So I mean, like, come on, dude, you have no choice but to show it. Okay, so I went back and did a little bit of recording. I forgot. I didn't record this. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, the reason I didn't record it was because guess what happened to me on day 4. And basically what ended up happening was on day 4, my got sick. Okay, I got sick. Yes, I got sick, and I couldn't find the energy to get the hell out the bed, and you know, just get to it. I was in that much pain. So those last 2 days for this entire project, I wasn't able to do anything. Pretty unfortunate, because I feel like this could have turned out really well, which we're gonna get to that later though. So 5 hours before this gem had to be submitted, I tried to throw in a little as much as I could. I sat here and, you know, if I was gonna submit this, I wanted people to actually know what to do. So I just quickly, you know, made a canvas for pressing C to attack and making another canvas for, you know, what was it? For pressing escape in order to leave the game, coded that, and for the most part that's about as much as I was able to get in the game. Forgetting to mention that there were some more things that I did end up doing to the game. I ended up making it, I threw in the attack animation for the player, the way you can kill the enemy. I made it so that if you kill the enemy, that the text automatically pops up for the player to give more in depth on what is happening in the story. I made it to where as soon as the game starts, it's delayed for a couple of seconds until dialogue just pop up on the screen and the main character is saying something. And for the most part, that was all I was able to get done for the game until my time was up. And at the end, I tried to submit the game, but they needed it to be a web file or I was going to get disqualified. And unfortunately enough, this is my first time trying to export a game through WebGL. I was having trouble trying to figure out how to do it. I would export and then I would try to, you know, open up the file and it wouldn't work in my browser, and I was trying to figure things out and I ran out of time way too fast before I was able to submit, and unfortunately it didn't happen. Alright guys, so I wanted to go ahead and hop into the game so I can show you guys the amount of progress that I have so far. Apparently I forgot that after I exported it into like the actual like game, like I deleted it, so I'm just gonna hop in like through Unity and show you guys. Like if I was to press exit, it shows you down here that the game exit. Press start. This is the first thing. I wasn't able to make any music or anything for this. Go ahead, jump in, and you know, it's kind of cool. God, where am I? A little bit of, you know what I'm saying, a little bit of action and stuff, Also got escape, so if I wanted to like exit out the game, if you wanted to exit out the game while also playing the game, you can. So yeah, you see the walk animation isn't animating. I was never able to really figure out why that was. Press E, bada bink. Go ahead and hit you with the you know what I'm saying, dialogue and stuff. I wasn't able to get much. Oh, where's the, oh yeah, I forgot. This is just gonna show you the text. I didn't actually put a thing here. Oh, and I forgot to put the that should be behind a little bit more on a different layer. Forgot that. But look at the city. Like the city looks nice. Like I made all the art for the city. The city actually looks pretty decent. I'm not gonna hold you. Then you got this guy. He's a dick. He's supposed to be a dick. Look at this bum. Did you wash off the shore or something? I ought to beat your ass for even being in my presence. And then the way you're supposed to progress is you're supposed to like kill this guy right here. And then you're like, Nani, I didn't know I could do that. Who am I exactly? You know, this is basically a game where you're trying to figure out who you are. You know, like you're supposed to be this really crazy fighter. And so you're trying to figure out like who you are, the things you can do and whatnot. You're trying to get your memory and stuff back because you lost it. You're in this hit city that you know nothing about whatsoever. And so basically it's supposed to be kind of a fighting platformer game where you're supposed to go around fighting people and whatnot. But as you guys know, I only had a week to work on this and I couldn't do much with it. Like the background isn't even on the screen fully the way it's supposed to be, which sucks. But you know, and then I got this barrier right here.